The most important thing people should know is that individuals have the power to make the difference. No matter how young they are, no matter how old they are, they can change the world because individuals are the only ones that ever have changed the world. And to get involved, start spreading the word. Talk about it. We need a buzz throughout society that we need to protect the oceans. Life depends on life. The reason why there's life on land is because there's life in the oceans that supports it. We depend on the oceans for survival. We depend on the natural systems.
Everything moved together, lived together, and died with a purpose.
A billion years ago, the planet was incredibly hot. It was a carbon-filled atmosphere with no life on land, only life in the oceans. And then the miracle of life, plants evolved in the ocean, started sequestering carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. The planet cooled, and life walked out of the ocean and onto land. And that situation exists today. 70% of the oxygen we breathe comes from life in the oceans that sits below sharks in the food chain. That very same life is also the greatest consumer of carbon dioxide, or the global warming gas that we have on the planet. So when we consider sharks' importance on the planet, we must realize that sharks have been on the planet for over 400 million years, 150 million years before there were dinosaurs. When there were only 2 continents, there were sharks in the oceans shaping ecosystems and shaping animals below them. Sharks control the animals below them, who control the animals below that, which are plankton, the very oxygen that we breathe. So, by removing sharks, we're removing the framework, the very top, one of the most important animals from the ecosystem that allows humans to live on this planet.
I was on an assignment photographing the Galapagos Islands, 600 miles from Ecuador, in the middle of the Pacific. In total isolation from the rest of the world. It's a World Heritage Site, full of species found nowhere else on Earth. This is where Charles Darwin developed his theory of evolution.
What I believe is that the whole planet was like this. I think animals were amazingly abundant. I think whales were amazingly abundant. Fish were amazingly abundant. Turtles, birds, everything. Before man got in there and really hacked the whole thing to pieces.
Humans have been on the planet for a few 100,000 years, and already we would need 6 planet Earths to sustain life. We're overusing the planet, and we need to be talking about this. We need this to be the most important issue. There's no issue more important than conservation, because conservation is the preservation of human life on Earth. People trying to save species, people trying to save forests, trying to save the oceans, aren't necessarily trying to save these species or these systems. They're trying to save us, because we depend on them for survival. All conservation groups are understaffed and underfunded, and the movements need to be pushed. We need to be talking about these issues. They need to be brought to the forefront. Education systems need to be changed. Before we're taught Shakespeare and calculus, maybe we should be taught conservation and how to live sustainably on this planet, because humans' lives depend on it.
The ocean is the most important ecosystem, regulating climate and feeding much of the planet. Life on land depends on life in the oceans. I finally realized that it's not just about saving sharks, it's about saving ourselves.
It was the public supporting the issue that ended slavery, that brought women's rights, that ended the holes in the ozone layer, that is now bringing global warming to the forefront. And it's public opinion and public pressure that can force sharks to be saved, and thus humanity to be saved. But the most important thing is hope. Hope in the majesty of 6 billion people, in a species so sophisticated that it can wipe itself off the planet or evolve and choose to live in balance with the natural world. We can do it. We just need the public support. We need people to get involved, and everything can change in an instant. I set out to make a beautiful underwater movie about sharks with no people in it. And then, as you saw in the movie, we, collided with a fishing boat and got charged with attempted murder, and everything changed dramatically.